So, welcome back to Hold and Modify. This is Q, host of YouTube's most poorly produced, underproduced Amiga channel, and yet again, of course, I'm here handheld in the lair, cave, whatever this is I've created up here. What I'm doing here is we're going to go over the Mark III, the Innovision AGA Mark III. I kind of covered this in my last quick video as well, but one of the things is I've been tinkering with the settings in here, trying to get the scaling on this to not be so junky. And it's always an issue when you try to put an Amiga type screen onto the flicker fix screen onto a 5x4 VGA panel, 640 by 480, 800 by 600 type aspect. And I know like emulators like WinUEE and FSUE have like filtering modes to try and accommodate for that. And I know that this Mark III has options in its software, but I have just not had, sorry for my finger there, folks, but I have just not had any luck using their tweaker software here to kind of get the scaling, I don't know, just to not be so janktacular, if that's a word. So what I want to do, I was remembering that when I had the 2500 hooked up to my 16:9 television set through HDMI using the RGB to HDMI that's in it, the picture was just immaculate. It was gorgeous. And I thought to myself, well, one of the neat things about the Innovision AJ Mark III is that it has HDMI with audio. Now, the audio part's cool, and that'll be very useful for a lot of you out there. I don't need that part because I have this receiver, so I can just go ahead and take the Amiga's native audio out and run it into this receiver. That's the cool thing, is that just because you use the Innovision Mark III, if you use the HDMI portion of it, it doesn't turn off the Amiga audio. So what about this HDMI? Well, what they give you is the VGA on one side and HDMI on the other. Can you see that? So you get the HDMI on the other side. So I'm currently using the VGA, and I'm going into this VGA monitor, and I'm dealing with the scaling issues. So I'm going to go ahead, plop down that 16:9 TV with the HDMI input, and tinker with the settings, and let's see if we can get a cleaner image.
This computer will rule the world.
Okay, so let's go find an HDMI monitor. We will walk through the Q Ham house, the House of Ham. Where does that go? All right, where do I keep things? Oh, yeah. I mean, I live alone. So we go here in my little delight of closet. Ooh, what do we have here? Oh, yes. Stuff. Oh my gosh. Pip-Boy, motherboard boxes, transformer, an Amiga, another Amiga, and oh, well, there it is. Yeah, HDMI TV. Okay, so now I have the HDMI plugged in. Is it gonna work? Got lots of activity here. Lots of activity. It did detect like PC, and then it said no signal. Interesting. So, Alright, so here's my fan theory on why it didn't work. I didn't set the Mark III to a HDMI friendly mode. That's my theory. So I'm gonna boot up here, back on a VGA screen, and see if I set like a HDMI friendly mode, like 1920 by 1080, if that will see happiness. 1920 by blah 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 60 blah blah blah. Now if I do test, okay, so there's our nice 1920 mode. I'm not sure why it's Alright, well, I'm back, and I did not have any success getting the HDMI output of this thing to work. I went over here into the help guide that they have on their awesome website here, and read through all of this stuff, and nothing really ever says that the HDMI shouldn't work. If your VGA works, your HDMI should work. And no, I did not plug them in at the same time. I did read that you never should do that. I just could not get an image through the HDMI port. So I'm going to dive in here and see if I can get a better image using, well, this VGA monitor that we have connected to it. I'm going to go back to the preset for standard, well, what their version of standard NTSC is. And we'll go ahead and say test adjust just to make sure. And yeah, that works. So we'll say use, and then we're going to go back up into here and we're going to say pick a VGA mode from the EID of this monitor, and it's detecting the 1280 by 1024 at 60. Cool. Let's test and adjust, and definitely seems to be working. Let's go through the awesome process of centering it up here. Just spamming the arrow keys here. So now it can do 1280 by 1024, except it looks pretty good. I don't know what I did. I mean, it's back to 800 by 436 again. That looks really good. I mean, I can't get too close because I'm going to get the stupid moire crap happening, but let me see if sometimes you can rotate the camera sensor to reduce it. I mean, you can see there, folks, the fonts. W in work looks a little weird, but I know this is a very exciting video. For those of you that stick around, I hope you're enjoying this experience along with me. This looks better. This definitely looks the best it's been. Of course, what happens when I run Lightwave? Is it going to be all off to the side? Yeah, shit. But that's because Lightwave is wanting to open a 672 by 432. Wait, what was it? 672 by 432. So let's remember that. 672 by 432. And we'll go back into here. Click copy. We've got a new one. We're going to call it 672 by 432 LW. Oh my gosh. Can't type anymore. All right. So we've got that. That's kind of like our Lightwave guy. And then it needs a high-res lace screen. I know that. So then let's click test, adjust. Now see, well, the weird thing here is it's, well, no, because it's supposed to be 672 by 432. So here it's centered up and looks good. But I mean, is that the mode that's paired up? Save and apply. It says this mode is live. So if I launch Lightwave, it's still off the screen. And, you know, I know you're going to be barking at me, read the manual, go back and look at the docs, read them again. The docs are written like a programmer wrote them. I mean, it's clunky stuff to get through, folks. And I'm not a programmer, I'm not a smart person. I don't speak the lingo, I don't understand the process. I got a C- in math. So I don't get this stuff. I'm just trying to click and go and figure things out. And I know that frustrates the hell out of developers. It's like they don't want people like me using their products because it makes the product look bad. But dude, I'm like your classic dumb user, and I'm trying to figure this out. And I mean, the docs made me understand that you create your own resolutions here. And I'm like, okay. And then this is the VGA mode it's mapped to. And I need it to be high-res laced. But how do I make this mode? I mean, it's not mode promotion, so it's not like it's gonna see that screen's being asked, because Lightwave just uses whatever Workbench is set to, but it opens up its own thing. Oh my gosh, this is so confusing. All right, so we're back in it, and yeah, Workbench, of course, looks great. One thing I didn't check is overscan. So let's edit the text size. Yeah, it's all nice and happy. Graphic size, it's all nice and happy. So these are all nice and happy. Everyone's playing along like, yeah, we're doing good. But then if I go to Lightwave, the program I actually use, it's off the screen. It's not a lot off the screen, but you can actually see like it's almost this gray gap over here. As much as this gray gap is how much Lightwave is off the screen. So there is a hotkey to live edit. All right, it's left shift, left control, tilde at the same time. Then you enter kind of like mouse adjustment mode. So while I'm here, I'm sliding Lightwave over to be centered just ever so much, just gently, gently. Okay, that's, I'm gonna give it a little nudge up. Okay, now that we've got that position, press tilde, not escape Q. So now, you know, Lightwave is centered up, okay? And if I hit quit, modeler, yeah, so Workbench is definitely, you know, has been scooted over, but I mean, I could deal with Workbench being squished over like that. That's not too critical. For example, if you run like Dopus here, what's Dopus gonna do? Yeah, I mean, that's not, yeah, we still have access to our arrows down here. It's not critical. And it's just really bizarre. Like it's probably because my simple monkey brain is not understanding how this card's configuration stuff works. Now, if I remember, if I go in here, I think it's going to warn me, hey, dummy, you use the live mode. Yeah, it said, you did the live mode, and I can now edit and save these changes or select from last save. So I'm going to say save and apply. Okay, so now that little tweak I did in live mode is going to stay baked in there. Now another question I have, if I go to preferences and mess with overscan now, see how it's, I wonder if I just do this, then text and move it back over. This is using the Amiga now, not the Indivision. Click save. So now Workbench has slid itself back over this way, but I bet if I launch Lightwave now, I'll be back to where I started, right? Like, I just countermanded what the Indivision did? No, I didn't. Oh. All right, so I use the Indivision's controls to get Lightwave slid over and centered up. And then I used Workbench controls to get Workbench screens centered up. Actually, they're a little off the screen up there at the top. Let's go back in here, edit text size. Let's go ahead and bring it down. Graphic size. I'm going to bring it down so we can actually see the borders here. Click save. Okay. Yeah. Sweet. So now we've got what I would say from where we started. We've got better scaling. It's still not perfect because, again, this is an Amiga high-res interlace screen mode getting jammed into a 1280 by 1024 VGA mode with the Mark III doing whatever it does in between. Not perfect. I mean, if you get in, like I said, if you get in close, you can see that the W is, the text has got a little bit of scaling issue, but it's not gross, okay? It's not like horrible. It's better than it was. It's better than when we started. If you go back and watch my last videos on this, that's definitely better than we started. So I am much happier about this. This is looking pretty darn clean now. Again, apologize. I'm probably the worst customer in the world for this. But, you know, if you want to help me out and leave comments that actually help out, I appreciate it. And then I'll go ahead and pin that comment to the top so you help anyone else out here who happens to buy this product. And, you know, some people get down on me because I haven't given this product, you know, the review it deserves because I don't know how to use it. That in itself right there, I guess, is a bit of a review. But I've had lots of people ask me how they can buy this. So, I mean, it is a good thing. People still want to buy this product despite me not knowing how to use it. And some interpreting that as me not giving it a good review. That's not the case at all. I like this product. I like using it. I'm glad I have it, and I'm using it. Could it be more, you know, dumb user friendly? Absolutely. Is there issues with my particular model 1200 with it, as discussed in previous videos? Yes, but I have a workaround that I'm using. Okay, well, that wraps it up. Thanks for watching this truly enthralling and exciting video, and look for more videos in the future. Later.